Welcome y'all to another episode of In the Mix with Sid. And as you can see, we're in beautiful sunny South Florida. I'm back at the crib, I'm back at home, and I'm back with a good friend of mine, Justin Diaz. And we're here to focus on what we do in South Florida. Everybody knows it runs through our veins, it runs through our blood. Athletics, sports, especially youth sports. I'm gonna let him do his introduction and tell us a little bit about what he does, and then from there, we got the inside scoop.
What's up? Hey, first of all, thank you for having me.
It's all love, dog.
I'm Justin Diaz. I'm from Miami, Florida. You know, I grew up down south, played ball here all my life, baseball, football, whatever you want to name it. And I started coaching youth sports about 7 years ago, 16 as a volunteer. And now I'm coaching the high school level, still helping out the youth, and I love it.
So we're talking, let's focus first on the kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what got you into coaching? 7 years ago, we're talking 16 years old. That's very young to be coaching, period. Like that's just absurd. So I mess with that, you know, it's all about the kids. That's how we start and build a foundation for our city, for our world, for our country, for everybody. What got you going? What made you coach?
So first of all, it's pretty funny because I needed volunteer hours for school. So my dad had a famous flag football league, baseball league, and I needed volunteer hours, and I played sports, high school sports, and I was like, you know what, why not just help out the youth, coach flag football, coach baseball. Started doing it, you know. At first I wasn't really into coaching. I was just doing it for volunteer hours for school, did it, and then when I got older and after college I came back down, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, you know. So I was like, I could lean into coaching. I did it all my life. I played sports all my life, started coaching baseball, football again, and I fell in love with it. And I realized, you know what, this is what I wanted to do with my life. Coach sports, impact a kid's life, because you don't know what a kid's going through, you feel me? Like I was once that kid, like all I did was just think about sports. It's school and sports, and down here, everybody in South Florida, we live through sports, and no matter it was baseball, football, basketball, soccer,
Yeah.
we live through sports. So started doing that, fell in love, met a lot of people along the way, and it's a great time. I'm still experiencing, like, you know, you could always learn.
Where you coaching at?
I'm coaching now at LaSalle High School, Immaculata LaSalle High School with Coach Helder Valle,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm also coaching at St. Thomas Episcopal School, and my athletic director is Greg Eklund. Two great schools, great people out there, you know, impacting the youth as much as I can.
So a big question that I have, and I'm pretty sure a lot of viewers that do want to, are watching this and do want to know this, what is a major difference, or even a significant difference, between coaching little kids at the Pop Warner level? We can focus on football for now, because you know that's the main sport where we come from. What is the major difference or significant difference again between these kids at the Pop Warner level to these young men at a high school level? Because I know that even though you're going through rough struggles, even though you got these things that are going on back at home, all of that is meant to be forgotten when you're on the gridiron. How do you kind of like come into that play as well?
So when I started coaching at the youth level, first thing is I like to interact with my players.
Mm-hmm.
Like I treat all my, even though you might be the best player, you might be a six-man player, or you might not even play at all, I treat everybody the same. That's what I think I do. I think I treat everybody the same. Some people might not like you. In this industry, some parents might not even like you. But I come as a real guy. I tell my kids straight up how it's gonna be when they're coming young. And to be honest, you don't know what they're going through at home. You don't know if they have a bad day. You don't know if they're like struggling at school. And this might be their only time where they're enjoying themselves at sports in the youth level. And when I think about it, when I was in the youth, I love sports. That was my favorite time to come out. And I could tell you in school, I learned a lot in school, but I learned more in the parks growing up than what I learned in school. Because I learned how to be a man, I learned how to be a brother, I learned how to do that, like become a, do that, like, what can I say? Like how to, I learned a lot about life. And that's what the coach is. Like, I could say my father was my coach. When my father was my coach, he wasn't even my father, he was my coach. And then outside of sports, he became my father. Then I had Coach Butler, may God rest his soul. That was one of my favorite coaches, Coach Rod. Like, I could tell you all my favorite coaches came from the youth level because they taught me how to become a man. And they taught me, like, how to become a teammate, how to become a brother, how to become a friend, how to become a worker, all of that. And that's what I try to do with my kids. Like, what I tell my kids when I first meet them, hey, look, I'm going to be as real as you. I'm going to be real 100%. I'm going to tell you how it is. I want to win. Every coach wants to win games. I hate losing more than I like winning. But I'm going to tell you, if I could create a bond with the kid could learn more from where he started to where he is now, and he ends up playing the sport in the high school level and he fell in love with the game, I won in life.
So you would say like these kids, even though they're kind of like molding, when it comes down to high school and developing into that, they kind of still deal with the same, like there's not really much of a difference?
No, there's not.
It's the same thing as dealing with like an 8-year-old to
8-year-old to an 18-year-old. The only thing is, once you start getting older, you're gonna know who really wants it more, and who doesn't want it more. So for example, when I was coaching 8-year-olds, back in our day when we played sports, like we wanted to play sports. But now with this generation growing up, like a lot of people are like forcing their kids to play sports, so it's harder to become a coach. Like probably you, when back in your day, your coach could probably scream at you, curse at you.
Shout out Coach Neal. I mean, if you know Coach Neal, Coach Marshall, then you know.
You could do that all.
Two of the best coaches in South Florida, baby.
You could do that all when you were young. And then, like, I remember when I was 10, I was getting cursed at, screamed at, but like, we didn't take offense to that. Like, that's how we grew up. But nowadays, like when you're 10, 11, 12, even 13 years old, you got to coach a kid a different way. And that's why I like coaching now. Because, like, yeah, I could scream at you and all that. And sometimes the parents might hate me because, like, they don't scream at the child. But you do what you got to do. But I got to do what I got to do. And I got to teach them at the high school level. And if they want to play college ball, it's going to be 10 times different. And also, like, now with this generation, you really can't scream. You can't. That's why I like being a young coach. Because, like, they look at me and they're like, you know what, this guy's young. This guy's probably, I can relate to them.
Yeah, you relate.
And in high school, like, yeah, they start getting older. They start getting a little bit like, yeah, what you know, what you don't know. Like, they try to test you. But at the same time, that's where you come and you're like, you show them like, hey, look, I played college ball. I played ball since I was 6 years old. Like, if you want to learn something from me, bro, just take the knowledge. Like, I tell them, hey, look, my number one rule that I tell all my kids, if you respect me, I'm gonna respect you. That's it. If you don't want to respect me, like my 5th grade teacher, Mr. Pratt, said, I'm gonna treat you like a piece of shit on the sidewalk. But my goal is to make a kid be better than me at life.
So a question now that you said that, everything, well, I wouldn't say everything, but a majority of the time in life, a lot of the lessons that we learn is give and get.
Yeah.
What do you get as a satisfaction, or any sort of like just prize from coaching these kids, especially when you see them go to the high school level or even leave high school, go to the D1, D2, D3 level, maybe even the NFL. I know you play ball. I know you know some cats that are in the NFL. The same way, I think anybody from South Florida at least knows at least one person that's in the league. But I know you know more than one person.
Shout out Josh Job. Shout out Ben Barch. Shout out all y'all boys. But so I just want to see a kid like love the game as much as I do. Mm-hmm. So I still have love for the game. I still want to play the game, but you know my time has come.
So you're living. That's your game.
I'm living through them. So that's when I see those kids, I'm living through them. Like I get emotional when I coach them. Like I show them my heart. You feel me? Like I show them like, hey, I'm living through you guys. I want you guys to go farther than what I went. I went to college. I want you guys to exceed. I want to play D3. I want you to go D1. I want you to be someone in this life. You never know. Maybe one of these kids, they're looking up to me. They might want to coach, and they might say, I want to be the next Coach Justin, which I don't want them to be the next me. I want them to be themselves. I want them to be the next coach. You feel me? So I live through these kids. I enjoy coaching these kids, and it's always like a pleasure seeing them when they come back to you and they thank you. Hey, thank you, coach, for like teaching me this life lesson. Thank you for helping me out. Hey, when I needed you at this time, you came and you helped me out. And that's like the biggest accomplishment that I could get in my life right now.
And that was the purpose of bringing you in. And I really wanted to tap into the mind, because a lot of us, we kind of just play sports. A lot of us don't end up coaching. And I really want to like just dissect what these coaches gain. What's the purpose of coaching other than seeing these kids just develop and you're like, I got me 10 championship rings, you know. Like, and now we're seeing that it is more than that. So to pursue that, I mean, well, first of all, shit, again, that's what's up. But I really want to know, that's been your pursuit, but what's your ultimate goal with all of this? Like, where do you see yourself 5, 10 years from now? What do you want to do? Do you want to develop more in coaching? Do you want to go take another angle? Is this something that all coaches view as like something that's similar?
So it depends. A lot of coaches are very different. Some coaches are just doing it for the money, and then some coaches are doing it to help the kids. Like, I'm telling you, I didn't even want to be a coach at first. I just wanted to play ball. Like, I wanted to make it to the NFL like my friends. That's probably every kid's goal, and I hope they pursue that goal. But now that I grown up in life, and I want to become like the next collegiate coach, next professional coach, coach in the NFL, coach in college, and impact kids' lives or grown men's lives. Like, I played this sport since I was 4 years old. I played baseball, football, and I fell in love with football. And I want to keep on continuing and passing it on to generation and generation and generation, and just like see where it goes, because it's very hard for kids to play sports now, like growing up, to play tackle football. Like, you got to convince parents, hey, like, they see the concussions, they see all this. Like, I see the sport declining. So I'm trying to like lift it up again. Like, I tell parents, if they were taught right, if they played when they were young, like, look at me, I played when I was 4 years old. I think I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah, I feel it.
So, like, I want to see myself become a collegiate or professional coach. And if that doesn't happen, I'm still going to be involved in sports. I could still help out the youth. I could be an athletic director. Like, I'm going to be involved with sports and helping the next generation out. That's where I see myself going.
What's up, bro? It's
Appreciate
an
it.
absolute pleasure.
Hey, always. Thank you for having me.
And if you're not from South Florida, come to South Florida and come see the best football in the nation.
Yes, sir.
But hey, thank you for tapping into another episode of In the Mix with Sid. Catch you next time, baby. All love.